instant coffee.
See, it is
White flag law.
It's connected to the earlier stuff that we spoke about. How much time is, like, the things have become faster or whatever. We are supposed to, we want to be successful. I mean, like, somebody asked me once, like, how many years should you spend in an agency to become a creative director? And the answers varied along the way.
You join as creative directors.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, that's what happens. I mean, we'd rather, like, I'd rather get all my Cannes awards and everything in first year, and I can then live happily ever after the first year itself.
Correct.
But that is what is demanded of me in this world. Everybody is running, and I have to keep pace. I agree to this.
Ha, good. So
but I agree to this because this is how I am supposed to do things.
That's what you believe. It will still take 9 months for a baby to mature.
We'll change that.
Okay, let's see.
I mean, like, medical science will change it.
No, it's not. This is a good Talika dialogue, but sachi nahi hai. So I'm saying everything takes its own time. It takes time for the pickle to mature. आज pickle डाला और बोला कल मजा नहीं आया. But easily that's what the client says now, no? When they look at advertising, मजा नहीं आया. One of the executives saying मजा करने के लिए आपको कुछ और ले लो. Advertising is serious.
Then what would you say? See, fine. What would you say to the students now that go against this? Go against the pace. How would you tell someone that the success will come to you in proper time, by the time that everybody else is, and you have to be patient? How would you?
It's not being patient. It is the learning curve that one has to finish.
Okay.
The learning curve doesn't come. Some geniuses get it at the age of 18, but those amateurs are no more anyhow. But what happens is, if I join the agency today, 4 Cannes tomorrow, 5 promotion later, and then I am Piyush Pandey on the day 5. That doesn't happen. Everybody has slogged to get where they are. And I'm not saying slog for the sake of saying that, okay, you have to slog. Okay, sometimes success comes much easier and much earlier. But where you have to be patient is not being patient, but learn the right things at the right time. Because then they will pay off. अर्ध्या कुंडात पिवळं झालं की तो अर्धा कुंड पडतो आणि पिवळेपणा उघडा पडतो. So might as well learn it thoroughly and then hoist your flag.
Okay.
White flag?
White flag. White flag. आता कसं?
White flag law. Which is unfortunate. I agree with many youngsters that, but see, there are two sides. I tend to agree with the youngster side that most of the Indians, I think Indian knowledge, hidden knowledge is cause of Indians so-called being backward today. Like if the best example is say Ayurveda, where Ayurveda, the doctors knew the remedies for various things, but they said, I will not tell it to everybody because I have earned it. And that I have earned it, and they went to the grave with that I. Did not share the knowledge, and which is why Ayurveda today is much, though it has a potential to become as good as homeopathy, but homeopathy shared, Ayurveda didn't. And I was surprised when I read this and I couldn't believe my eyes. I still don't want to believe it, that Bismillah Khan said, "Mera fun मैं किसी को नहीं दूंगा," which I think is unfortunate because if every father says that, I think we should have been actually living in caves. Okay, I will not teach you what I have learned, which I think I need to have 10 white flags for this.
Yeah, like you were giving me the other day example of doctors who are now supposed to go back and teach.
Yes.
So they are supposed to actually tell others what they have learned so far.
And also upgrade their knowledge. Upgrade the knowledge and share.
Nowadays there is no, everybody is out there writing blogs, everybody is out there giving out. Like if I am wondering about how did they do this in Photoshop, for instance.
Right.
I can go to Photoshop forums and find out in 2 minutes. And they are willingly putting it. Actually, I am writing a blog, and when I write that blog, I have to give as much as I know to people, and only when I do that, I get more followers.
Exactly. You also get satisfaction. You also increase your knowledge in the back.
Yeah.
Because to give them knowledge, you have to gain knowledge. You want to get deeper in this?
Okay, I have a confession. I mean, I agree with this. It's a white flag, but I'm just saying that there is a confession that I have too much to take in. Okay. When you were young, perhaps there was one television channel. I have 300 today. I have enough information to last. I think apparently the newspapers for one day. If I just want to read all of them, it will take me 1 week to read one day's newspapers. There is too much knowledge outside. Knowledge, okay, information, knowledge, wisdom, whatever you call it. It's too much out there. So I have to survive. I have to know a little of everything. Okay. And you might tell me that it is horribly wrong, but that's how I have to go. Because if I am at a party and if somebody says that, you know, about whatever, a book or a movie, I say, yeah, I've seen it. I haven't. I have gone to perhaps RottenTomatoes.com or I have gone to IMDb.com and I have read some reviews which are there. Like there was one student, once I mentioned one business book and he said, yeah, I know everything about it. The author, yeah, what is it? I think this is also there in the book. I said, wow, how much you know? So I called him later after the lecture and said, so how many books have you read really? He said, not even one. So I said, how come then you are agreeing with me or you're saying that you know? So I said, sir, Amazon.com I know. You go there are 5 reviews, the top reviews, you read them, you know exactly what is there in the book. Okay, perhaps you take the book in your hand in a crossword, turn it around, there is already an excerpt of what the book says. You are ready for that party in the evening. You are ready.
Yeah, but life is not party.
No, I know. I know, that's why I said there are white flags. But I'm just saying that, you know, you are supposed to do that. You are under pressure to know a lot about a lot.
Which is a good sign. But I think on the other hand, at least know yourself first.
And I can't know everything about everything.
No, I'm not saying it's for the outside world. I'm saying know about yourself first. You are with you for 24 hours. Have you understood yourself first?
I don't know.
That's exactly right. So if you don't understand yourself first and you don't understand the topic we are talking about, say advertising at the moment, which is supposed to be a rosy roti, how will you progress? You know everything about everything horizontally. You have the depth of each is not even 1 mm.
I don't have the time.
That's not true. But then that stylishly you say, I'm very confused.
Yeah, I have heard that very nicely.
Good.
Students like
So if you know yourself and you know what you're doing, I think there are lesser chances for you to get confused. Then, okay, stylish reason and say, I'm just confused, you know. And then take a cigarette and think, which is very dirty, so play acting. But just play act. At least know yourself.
Okay, I can't dive deeper. Next. You will not confuse. See, the thing is that when you got out of applied art college, there was an advertising agency to go to. Okay, you had one avenue to go to and shine over there. You knew that to become an art person or become an art director, you needed to know A, B, C, X, Y, Z, whatever. Those skills that you needed. Today, I am damn confused. Sorry, that's not from the last answer. I am confused where I need to go. So I can be an interface designer. I can be somebody else altogether. It's not only advertising agency that I'm supposed to go to. But still, colleges are giving the final assignment as advertising campaign. They are giving it. But I do that, I never touch advertising again after that. I go to some other field altogether and I am confused what to know. Now the thing is that you knew exactly what skills you needed. Today I am not sure whether I should know Ajax, PHP, whatever, all those languages, or do I need to know at least Flash animation? But iPad Flash is also not working, so I don't know whether there is anything. Okay, HTML5, CSS3, you get it? I am confused. So I don't know what kind of skills I need to have to survive in the world, whereas you had it, again in this part of you had it too easy, but you knew exactly where you want to go.
बिल्कुल गलत है. See, those times were limited scope, yes. It is not as many software that he rolled out now. But I'll tell you my story. I'll tell you, it's so easy to narrate about yourself. When I was in college, there was one rumor. I don't know whether it was a rumor spread or it was generated from somewhere deliberately, that anybody who can do scraper boards can survive in this thing and go to the highest peak. Now, that time scraper board was like a distant, kuch dekha hai. And for me, I was so bad at lettering that all my lettering sheets used to be 3-dimensional. Because you put black, then you put white, then you put black, then you put white, then you put black, then you put white, and it would never stop. And still the lettering would look as if it's rough edged all through. So I panicked. I said I have to now learn scraper board, but there was no way I could have even dreamt of doing it because it would have been a 3-dimensional scraper board anyway. So I started saying, okay, let me depend on my illustration. By which time saying, any illustration is not required only, and we had never seen any working profession in my 5 years career at all in college. I almost thought they had wings and they float around in the sky. They never come onto the floor. Today, students can meet actual professionals working. They can talk to them, ask questions. At our time, that was not happening. Plus, what used to happen, I used to paint cinema hoardings. So I thought, if paperboard nahi aaya, I have to go back to cinema hoarding painting. So it was a turmoil anyway. Going to an agency, one day I went to an agency and they took a test. And they actually treated my, every 5 minutes, say, hey, now Gopi, do this illustration. Okay, now go get, touch up this lettering, which I sang. Then say, do this, do that. After at lunchtime, I said, I'm going home. My cinema painting is a lot better. So confusion was galore. It was just a question of deciding, okay, this is what I want to do. Contingency plans, yes. Because if that doesn't happen, second stage is this, third is this, fourth is this. But there has to be focus. So it is, I'm saying, okay, it is 100 roads a year, and they will say 4 roads there, but 4 roads are also enough to confuse you and take the wrong road.
I told you to remove this slide. See, at times, as I said, I am supposed to act like as if I do. It gets me ahead in my career, at least, if not anywhere else.
Correct.
It doesn't help me in my work. Absolutely not. Because if I have this attitude, I think I will never progress. But I have seen this in my friends a lot. This attitude, which is about, like, I know everything. And perhaps it is the shield that they are having against somebody accusing them of not knowing enough. And that might be the pressure, but it's all a facade, it's not real. I mean, we are not really arrogant, we are just showing that we are arrogant. We are not really arrogant, I'm telling you. So I guess I'll have to concede and say that, yeah, fine. But we have to act, at least in front of our clients, we have to act like this. It's better, don't you think so?
Then I agree with you. Acting must be done because I am a strong believer of actors. But within yourself, what do you think?
No, I have a lot to learn.
वो दरवाजा खोलो ना, छोटा.
हाँ, मैं खोलता हूँ. सबके सामने
सब मालूम है, बंद करो.
सबके सामने वो दरवाजा नहीं खोलता.
But that's what everybody does. Everybody has 2-3 people in them, different characters. But all I'm saying is, before you open the other character, know the first one fairly well. Get to know the basics.
So I guess if I say that, then I'm closing the doors, as you said, to
many things.
Okay.
I'll tell you one simple thing which I used to do in Ganga will vouch for this, is that many times the servicing people used to say, Gopi, this is all bullshit here, no, not good, client has thrown this at my face. Many of the creative directors or art directors would get angry and say, what nonsense, you briefed me and all. Nothing of that. Smile and say, okay, you are absolutely right. This is all bullshit. Now let's sit here and correct this and make it a better piece of art. Then you start making friends. Then you start sharing knowledge. Then you start getting better reactions. And it's not like, most of the art directors or copy people or creative people said that they want to become terrors. उसके बाद नहीं मैं नहीं जाऊंगा बाबा servicing. What nonsense? Throw it back to the servicing people. But where does that get you? The whole atmosphere goes for a toss. And the smile on the other end gets so much better work. And you work as a team, which is actually a golden word in advertising.
But there are a lot less number of people smiling out there, I'm telling you. There are more people who will throw you out and say that, become unapproachable, so to say.
Yes, unapproachable is the word.
And that's why, I mean, it's not even like, I may go with respect and say, please let me have a knowledge, they will slam the door in my face. So there are people who are totally like, attitude. I don't know where this kind of word.
Then leave them alone. Because they are not the entire encyclopedia of the world. They are other encyclopedias.
Yeah.
And actually one could make this as a challenge to, okay, this is such an arrogant bastard. I will make him otherwise.
Okay.
And there are examples of that. That's a good game to play with yourself. It also gives you another challenge to say, okay, this is another peak I've conquered.
Okay, fine. This is fine. I think it is time now to
Who won?
No, you won.
No, good. That's showing respect.
And so did I.
Yeah. Yeah.
In some cases, I remember.